Welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another backtesting episode. Okay, so we're going to pick up from where we left off. Now, I do... Why can't I see my mouse? Oh, my mouse has died. Because the battery's going to die. Bear with me. Okay. Just move some of these bits. Creaky chair. Right, okay. So we're going to... So Wednesday the 16th, we know that was high impact news. We've still got the Fed rates. I think I'm pretty certain we marked all of this off. Let's just check. Clearly not. Seems weird. Okay, well, around here. So we've got two two bands of waves, two waves of news at 2 and 2:30, New York time. So panning back out, let's just have a look at where we are in relation to high time frame objectives. That's interesting why that is. So we got that high. Sorry, let's go out to the daily. Interesting. Well, let's put that back in here. So objective wise, obviously the SIBI is the objective. Drop that down to the daily, so the hourly. Just trying to get my bearings back. We're going to ultimately play through price. Okay, so we've had a tag and a purge of each of those, so we should anticipate higher prices. So let's just play through. What time are we? 10:54. Using 5-minute candles. Let's put that up here. In fact, when are you going there? Alright, fine, go there. So it's hit. I mean, I'd be anticipating a deeper purge. Bear with me a second. Apologies about that. Okay, so we're back. So, I mean, ultimately, we're looking to probably do something the following day, but let's play on price. We are outside of any trading window, execution window that I would naturally want to engage in. But let's see what happens. Get a bit of coffee in the system. We're a little bit slow. Speed that up. Oh, that's interesting. Actually, no, it's not. So we're just going to play it through. I'm curious to see what happens at FOMC and so on. Wow. Okay, well that's FOMC. I thought I'd pressed pause. Clearly not. So look at the 4 hour. So it traded down into the balanced price range. And rejected massively. Really interesting. And this looks like the deeper purge now. There it goes into the SIBI. Cool. Okay. As anticipated. Okay. So I'm going to drop back down to the hourly. Oh, God, yeah, that was the 4 hourly. So that is 7. Right, and we're going to go back out to. I'm actually inclined to clear the charts, but no, no, I'm not going to. Pop out to the daily. Oh, that's why. Oh, God, I've got to be a lot quicker at spotting that. You know, when you look at price, you think, why does that look so the same? Like, why does it? There. No, I wouldn't have engaged, but curious. Oh, interesting. Okay, let me clear some of the lower time frame stuff so we can see where we're at and then go from there. Excuse me. Okay, now we go out to the 4 hour. See where we're at. So the aligned high, we've seen the close above that, so we can take that out, take that out. There we go. Okay. So first thing, okay, so previous day's high. Let's find the, where are we? Here. So no clear low, although we do have these data lows, which, no. Oh dear. Apologies. If price was to come down lower, I wouldn't anticipate that BPR holding the second time round, because we would have probably great momentum behind price. Okay, relative equal highs here. Interesting. Just check the daily, see what we've got. Nothing there. That's Wednesday. No. Traded to and through. Could suggest that this high is in the crosshairs. Let's just check to see what that high is. This high here. Okay. Which, to be fair, YM is the closest to that key price level. Oh, what are we doing that for? Okay. Excuse me. So, did we trade to and through the CB? We did. I want to get rid of that. Okay. Right, so let's get some excuse me, some analysis on the go. So no high impact news today, so we would be relying on the volatility injection from equities open. Okay, so institutional order flow. Let's have a look. So this is to the upside. It's the upside following the high time frame displacement initiated by the high time frame cracking correlation at the lows. Okay. I've noted how old lows are being manipulated whilst old highs are being displaced through. Okay. Sorry, I'm still here. Okay, so let's just drop down to the 4 hour. That's probably the last aligned fair value gap. So if we were going to continue higher, would want to see, in essence, support from here, which we have seen. We have seen that, and the BPR. Okay, so relative to the H4 time frame, IOF is still to the upside following the high time frame displacement, where bullish fair value gaps are being repriced and rebalanced or being left unfilled, with the market showing a willingness to reprice higher. Okay, so we can see that clearly here. Unfilled fair value gaps, breakaway gaps if you will, reprice, rebalance here, continue higher. So so currently it's supporting the narrative of higher prices. Currently. Doesn't mean it will continue to. So internal range to external range. Well, we know that this is delivered currently. If we look at the daily, I'll just get a bit of coffee. So obviously we had the purge below the lows, external range liquidity, and then the market targeting internal range liquidity pool in essence here, which it did. Now we could be seeing an old high. That's annoying. It's better. Okay. So we're going to say that ERL IRL, this has delivered to the internal range liquidity SIBI daily. Therefore, I will be awaiting further information to determine where the next likely draw will be. Okay, so because we do it now, in all honesty, I believe it's that liquidity pool. I think that's very likely where we are heading to, or certainly YM is heading to. Not necessarily the others, but certainly YM. Yeah, certainly YM. So I've got to keep an eye on that. I will make a so for the further issues, the next draw will be very likely the old high, but we'll wait to see confirmation. Okay, we don't want to just because we presume something to be likely draw, we don't want to just idly get in blind and determine that would be the case. What happens if it's not? Then that could be problematic. So SPs, so I have noted the clean and clear swing points above the marketplace, referencing the previous day's high, which is where near-term liquidity will be residing. Okay. I have noted the aligned low, referring to the data low. Which also could be used. Now, obviously, with that, I am focusing on the old high, previous day's high, which has formed above the true week open. So that's the main focus. But this aligned low, which is the data low, is important as well. There's likely liquidity resting below there. Okay, so TO currently all members are above their respective true week open, supporting the idea of high probability shorts. If board with a high time frame cracking correlation at the highs. Okay, so cracking correlation relative to certainly the 4 hour and above, in my opinion, there isn't any yet at the lows or the highs. We obviously have this larger one down here, which yes, we can refer to, but looking in a sort of a smaller sample size of data here, we don't. I mean, we could make the argument, if in actual fact, we could make the argument that excuse me, that there was that. Now, okay, so there was that. Let's just copy that across, which did support the idea of higher prices. So we could say that. So I did note the high time frame correlation at the BC H4, which we're referring to. We're referring to this BC here. That one there. I'm just going to elongate that so they're not overlapping. And we can drop that one to here. Do the same thing. So we had that in there. Okay, so which supported the idea of higher prices following the high impact news events. Okay. However, I will be monitoring to identify a new high time frame cracking correlation to support a trade idea. Now, that's not 100% true. Well, it is in the sense that we've had this. We've clearly seen support from here. Now, if we had an hourly to support higher prices, that could be something we're interested in. But I'll need to have a look at the hourly time frame and see what has occurred thus far. Okay, so that in terms of cracking correlation, ideally we want to wait for a new high time frame cracking correlation. I wouldn't actually mind one at the highs. That's, for me, seems far more appealing, but we can't say that yet. Right, so game plan, we're going to wait. Let's drop down to the hourly. So we've got an idea and a picture. Look at that. That's fine. So let's see what we've got here. Can't mark that off yet. We have got a London high here, but it's in absolute close proximity. Obviously we ran Asia pretty much. I mean, there isn't really an Asia high on YM, but that's neither here or there. We've got a London high, but it's such in close proximity to the previous day's high that if we go up there, we are likely to purge both. So nothing really to. I'm going to pop time on till around 8 o'clock. So let's do that. Let's see what the market's anticipation is. I want to see if that swing low forms or is purged by either. Okay. There we go. So that swing low has formed. So we're going to mark that off. Oh, God. It's because I should really rename those, but oh well. So it's just H1 for now because we don't know if it's actually going to be the New York session low. We don't know that. Certainly have a lot of liquidity stacked below the marketplace, which could be quite appealing. But look at those relative equal highs above the marketplace, which equally are appealing. Okay. So I'm just going to drop to the 15. Okay, back out to the hourly. Do we have any imbalances and things that warrant? We've got obviously this large imbalance which occurred obviously from yesterday's news, which the market is currently trading inside of. The reality is if the market closed below this low here, that could signify market structure shift, which was seen on NQ, but still would want to see higher prices. So game plan. Okay. I'm not really Okay, I'm going to mark a couple of levels in. This level could be of interest if we're going to see higher prices. So let's do that. So it's the mid. Let's put that across, or 3. Although again, well, you'll shortly see what is my preferred game plan scenario. Or should I just say scenario? Okay. So let's just move out to the 4 hour for now. We'll sort that out in a minute. Okay, so game plan wise, number 1, at the highs, if the market forms and high time frame cracking correlation at the highs. Let's just take that the highs. Let me just address that sentence better. If the market forms high time frame cracking correlation at the highs, this could support a move lower. Two, furthermore at the highs, if the market forms high time frame cracking correlation at the daily high, this could also support a move. So at the daily high, yeah, could support a move lower. As the market would be above both the true week open and true month open. Okay, so they are the two scenarios I'd be looking at the highs. Okay, now 3, if we just drop down to the hourly, I'm not so concerned about the hourly low. If we saw cracking correlation here, that would just indicate to me sending price here, and that could set the framework for something to happen up here to then trade lower. Okay, so if we week, okay, I'll just turn that off a second. So what I'm saying is if the market and then traded down here, and then we got the move higher, and there was a cracking correlation here with, say, NQ doing something like that, right, that could set the stage for something at the highs. God, I ain't done that for a while. Oh. Okay, so that could happen. However, if we trade down to this level, now this level would be of more interest to me. This level, I think if it was going to trade all the way down to here, that to me would suggest we're moving lower if this became the objective. So if we traded down to here, so number 3, if the market traded, now that, apologies, by referencing this, it's because we are looking at this in terms of where price is currently. And obviously here we've got the, no, it's just because I haven't moved that one, isn't it? Yeah. Although technically speaking, there is one here as well. So let's just add that. It the bodies respected this one. It was the wicks that did the damage on. So is it this one? Yeah. Okay. Okay. So we're inside the BISI hourly. So as I said, if the market traded down to the M key price level and I noted a low time frame cracking correlation, this could support the idea of higher prices. Okay. Okay. All right. So let's drop down to the 15 and I'm going to drop this down to the 1. And let's work our way up to, just going to put the 8:30 news embargo, even though there isn't any news. I'm just gonna put that in. Okay, let's play through. Have a little bit of coffee. So market's currently in a consolidation, not doing a lot. Just get rid of that now. Okay. So we're really waiting for equities open. So we're at 9 o'clock. So the market's trading down. We've got the first sign of a low time frame cracking correlation. First sign of that being here. So if we look at the 5 minute to determine whether that's even likely, currently no. Okay, so let's continue. So we're coming to equities open and now we're getting that volatility. So let's see now what happens. This could be a no trade day because remember we've got no high impact news. So the reality is it might not yield anything. Need to see. certainly previous day's highs in the crosshairs. We've seen a, let's just go to the hourly. Yeah, probably just show a candle higher. Okay, that's fine. Kraken correlation here inside this this BISI here. Not interested in that. Okay, it's interesting. Very interesting how the market has left these relative equal highs. Ultimately, that is the London high, which has been purged. But again, nothing interested here. This is all internal structure currently. It's not interested to me in terms of a trade idea. YM, I mean, if you're looking at ES looks more likely to want to trade higher. It's trading above its true day open. NQ's not. Certainly would appear that a Kraken correlation could come between ES and NQ. Now we are outside of our trade window. We're now at New York lunch. As you can see, the market has just chopped. It's absolutely just chopped. Nothing here to do, especially, well, in terms of my own models, there's nothing here to do. Again, there'll be others who would have taken the Kraken correlation at the low to take the highs, and that's perfectly fine. You get your confirmation criteria is met and so on, and then you take your trade. For me, that's just not a trade. So let's keep this. Let's just play forward, especially till it could well be a PM session move, which you would anticipate as well. Because bearing in mind we had a large range day to an extent on the previous day, so you're expecting some chop. YM is looking ever closer to purging that high. I'd certainly like to see ES or NQ purge it as well. So we're certainly in New York lunch. Okay, so that's interesting now. Now we've seen something, but I'm anticipating YM to continue higher to this high, which is what we outlined. Just want to, yep, okay. Okay. So now we're into the PM session, and I think we are going to leave that there. NQ certainly appears weak. If we're looking at NQ, this is certainly appearing weak. I wouldn't necessarily say this is a short by no stretch of the imagination. You drop down to the 5 minute and there isn't really anything supporting the fact that we are short yet. This is certainly Let's mark this one in yellow. I don't have that. Okay. For now, but if we're looking at, again, aligned, not too much. So first stage of what we were anticipating price to do has played out. Wasn't a model for me. Yes, people would say, oh, well, why didn't you take the trade to go higher to there? It's not a model. Stick to your models. If that's your model, take it. It's not my model. I'm not taking it. As simple as that. Okay. Excuse me. Just pop here. Yeah, so not my model, so not taking it. So what you've seen here is we've identified the market, we've annotated the market, I've looked at what I anticipate the market to do, what the high time frame draw could well be. So far that has played out. I outlined specifically what I'd be looking for in terms of a model. Maybe the one to the high was a little bit ambitious in terms of where price would need to trade down to, but sometimes with the 930 volatility, that is, that can happen. So the market ultimately is repriced higher. It's hit the high time frame. Pre stays high. YM has traded higher into the old high from Q1. So I'm going to leave this session here. Market is chopped around during the AM session, but we are going to come back for a part 2 PM session, see what transpires there and whether an opportunity presents itself. So hopefully you've taken something away from this element of this session. I think there's some useful stuff in there. Again, focusing on game plans, discipline, and also being able to evaluate why you're going to stay out of the market. And again, it differs for everybody else. It differs for everybody because your models are different. So hopefully you took something away from this one. I'm going to leave it here, and I'll catch you guys back in the next one.